This time on Ozark Garage, I'm going to show you how to install your own rock rings. Welcome back everyone. Today we got a smaller project. I'm going to show you how I install rock rings onto a set of steel wheels. So on the truggy, I've already got rock rings on the 4 main wheels that are mounted. This is the spare. I made a rock ring for it when I did the other ones. I just never installed it, so I figured might as well go ahead and do that. If you don't know what a rock ring is or what its purpose is, it's really just a steel ring here that reinforces the outer lip of an off-road wheel. And the outer lip here is prone to damage because it's pretty thin, and if you're slamming your wheels into rocks or stumps or things like that, it can get bent. And if this outer lip gets bent, then your tire can leak and you're going to have trouble. This one here is 3/16 steel. Made these on my CNC plasma table. You don't have a CNC plasma table, that's fine. You can buy these pretty inexpensively online for a variety of wheel sizes. The wheel we're using today is a standard GM steel rally wheel, and this one here is a 15x8. The ones that are on the truggy are 15x7s. With the combination of a narrow wheel, a wide tire, the rock ring, and the dual safety beads, this is a pretty inexpensive alternative to a beadlock. They have double safety beads, and what I mean by that is there's these 2 bumps on each side. The tire mounts out here on the outer edges of the wheel, and these 2 ridges prevent the beads from coming undone and deflating the tire. These work well enough, especially the 7-inch version, that you will actually puncture a sidewall before it unseats the bead. I know from experience, did it in Colorado. So to mount this rock ring up, first thing we need to do is remove this valve stem, and then we have to clean the paint off the wheel. And for that, we're gonna break out the big guns. Okay, so I've cleaned up the wheel with the wire brush on the grinder, and I took the time to do both the inside where I'm welding the rock ring and the outside of the bead here, just because there was some rust and leftover bead sealant and things like that. And since I have to paint this anyway, I figured I'd clean it up and get a good paint job on those surfaces as well to make sure there's no leaks on the tire. So the rock rings I've made here are very, very basic design. It's just an 1.5-inch ring all the way around with drain holes. You can buy rock rings in a variety of different sizes, styles, thicknesses, but I wanted to keep this one pretty simple, pretty lightweight, and have good access to the valve stem without relocating it. So that's why I chose the 1.5-inch size. As I center this up in the wheel, I don't really take any crazy measurements or anything like that. These wheels are never perfectly round, so I more or less just eyeball it, center it up, tack it, and then start welding. All right, so you can see I've started welding the rock ring onto the wheel, and I'm using a technique to spread the heat out across the wheel as much as possible. Try not to heat one area too much and warp it. And so now I've got the entire wheel kind of stitched in, and I'm really just letting it cool. It is really, really hot, and I don't want to rest my hands on it. And so we'll let it cool, let the welder cool off, and then we'll come back and finish the rest of this up. Okay, so we got the rock ring fully welded, cleaned up, ready for some paint. Overall, this is a pretty simple project that you can do at home if you've got a welder and a wire brush. This is a great upgrade for steel wheels, especially if you have tires off of them at the time. They're not as good as beadlocks for a lot of reasons, but they're a lot simpler, a lot cheaper, a lot lighter, which is why I run them. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.